Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great Friday today. It is Friday, May 7th. Yeah, it's the 7th day of May. Let's look at our calendar. Got our little kitten calendar right here. Let's find the 7th. Okay, the first is right here, and that was last Saturday. Then we had the 2nd, the Sunday, and Monday the 3rd, Tuesday the 4th, Wednesday the 5th, Thursday the 6th, and here's today, Friday the 7th. And tomorrow will be the 8th, and we'll be one full week into the May. Well, I've got a great book to read to you all today, and this is all about thunderstorms and everything like that. This is called Thunder Cake. Let's look at this book together. Thunder Cake. On sultry summer days at Grandma's farm in Michigan, the air gets damp and heavy. Storm clouds drift low over fields, and birds fly close to the ground. The clouds glow for an instant with a sharp, crackling light, and then a roaring, low, tumbling sound of thunder makes the windows shudder in the panes. The sound used to scare me when I was little. I used to love to go to Grandma's house. Babushka, as I used to call Grandma, had come from Russia years before, but I feared Michigan's summer storms. I feared the sound of thunder more than anything, and I always hid under the bed when the storm moved near the farmhouse. This is the story of how my grandma, my babushka, helped me overcome my fear of thunderstorms. So yeah, there's her grandma right there. Let's look at this book. Grandma looked at the horizon and drew a deep breath. She said, "This is thunder cake baking weather, all right. Looks like a storm is coming to me." Oh, and look at the storm on the horizon there. Yeah, and you see Grandma and her goats. Yeah. "Child, you come out from under that bed. It's only thunder you're hearing," my grandma said. Yeah, so there's her grandma, and there she is hiding underneath the bed. Well, the air was hot, heavy, and damp. A loud clap of thunder shook the house, rattling the windows, and made me grab her close. "Steady, child," she cooed. Unless you let go of me, we won't be able to make a thunder cake today." "Thunder cake," I stammered as I hugged her even closer. "Don't want to pay attention to that old thunder, except to see how close the storm is getting. When you see the lightning, start counting real slow. And when you hear the thunder, stop counting. That number is how many miles away the storm is. Understand?" she asked. "We need to know how far away the storm is so we have time to make the cake and get it into the oven before the storm comes, or else it won't be real thunder cake." Ooh, this thunder cake is very interesting. Let's find out more. Well, her eyes surveyed the black clouds way off in the distance, and then she strode into the kitchen. Her worn hands pulled a thick book from the shelf above the wood stove. "Let's find that recipe, child," she crowed as she lovingly fingered the grease-stained pages to a creased spot. "Here it is, thunder cake." She carefully pinned the ingredients on a piece of notepaper. "Now let's gather all the things we'll need," she exclaimed as she scurried towards the back door. Oh, so they've got the old recipe and they're looking at it together. "We were by the barn door when a huge bolt of lightning flashed. I started counting like Grandma told me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the thunder roared. 10 miles. It's 10 miles away," Grandma said as she looked at the sky. "About an hour away, I'd say. You'll have to hurry, child. Gather the eggs carefully." Eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen was scary. I knew she would try to peck me. "I'm here. She won't hurt you. Just get the eggs," Grandma said softly. The lightning flashed again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I counted. 9 miles, Grandma reminded me. So the storm is 9 miles away, and they're getting the eggs for the cake right there. Milk was next. Milk from old Kit Cow. As Grandma milked her, Kit Cow turned and looked mean right at me. I was scared. She looked so big. Zip went the lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I counted. Boom went the thunder. 8 miles, child, Grandma croaked. Now we have to get the chocolate and sugar and flour from the dry shed. So they're getting everything for the cake. I was scared as we walked down the path from the farmhouse through the tangleweed woods to the dry shed. Suddenly the lightning slit the cloud and it hit loudly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I counted. Boom! Crashed the thunder. It scared me a lot, but I kept walking with Grandma. So they're getting everything together. Another jagged edge of lightning flashed as I crept into the dry shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I counted. Crack, crack, boom! Kaboom, the thunder bellowed. It was dark and I was scared. I'm here, child, Grandma said softly from the doorway. Hurry now, we haven't got much time. We've got to get everything but the secret ingredient. Ooh, I wonder what the secret ingredient is for thunder cake. Let's find out. The 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, Grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. I climbed up high on the trellis. The ground looked a long way down, and I was scared. I'm here, child, she said. Her voice was steady and soft. You won't fall. I reached 3 luscious tomatoes while she picked strawberries. Lightning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I counted. Kaboom, the thunder growled. So the storm is getting closer and closer. We hurried back to the house and the warm kitchen, and we measured the ingredients. I poured them into the mixing bowl while Grandma mixed. I churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolate. Finally, we poured the batter into the cake pans and put them in the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen. I only counted to 3, and the thunder crashed. 3 miles away, Grandma said, and the cake is in the oven. We made it. We'll have a real thunder cake. We see them putting it together right there. Ooh. As we waited for the cake, Grandma looked out the window for a long time. Why, you weren't afraid of the thunder. You're too brave, she said as she looked right at me. I'm not brave, Grandma. I am under the bed, remember? But you got out from under it, she answered, and you got eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen, and you got milk from old Kit Cow, and you went through Tangleweed Woods to the dry shed. You climbed the trellis in the barnyard. From where I sit, only a very brave person could have done all of these things. Yeah. I thought as the storm rumbled closer. She was right. I was brave. Brave people can't be afraid of a sound, child, she said. And as we spread out the tablecloth and set the table, when we were done, we hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. After the cake had cooled, we frosted it. Yeah. Just then the lightning flashed, and this time it was the whole sky. Even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, boom, crash, and boom, just above us. The storm was here. Perfect, Grandma cooed, just perfect. She beamed as she added our last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on top of our thunder cake. Oh, that's a beautiful cake, isn't it? As rain poured down on our roof, Grandma cut a wedge for each of us, and she poured us steaming cups of tea from the teapot. When the thunder roared above us so hard it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboard, we just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the voice of the thunder again. The end. And they've got the real recipe here for thunder cake. I'm going to zoom in and you can pause it if you want to make that together. So yeah, that's really cool. That's called thunder cake. Well, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you again Monday. Have a great day, friends. Goodbye.